Good morning, Carmel Catholic. It's your principal, Mr. Huther. Obviously, I want to address our entire student body over a lot of the images and pictures and rumors that were circulating on social media last night in regards to the drug testing, specifically the hair collection. So yesterday we had a few students tested, and we had only one technician here. Two had to call out sick. So we had one technician who collected hair from a few students, and almost immediately we had students taking pictures, sending pictures. I think some might accurately portray, some clearly I don't think do, but I have not seen many of these pictures that are being circulated. Regardless, the response from parents has largely been, well, we support the drug testing program, but we have some concerns over collection after having seen these pictures. The response from some of our students has been a mixed bag of support for the program, which we expected. Some support it, some do not. But in response to the pictures in the collection, the response has been one of extreme upheaval in some instances, crisis to the point of chaos. And I'm here to hopefully tamper that response and to know that whatever real concerns are out there, we will address. I also know that students were so worked up yesterday and into the evening, again, mostly over these images that are being circulated, and again, of which I haven't seen many of them, but people were so worked up to the point where they're saying we're going to walk out of school today. And that, I believe, is an extreme response to something that is so easy to remedy. The first school protest started in the early 70s in response to violence from the Vietnam War. We've recently had protests over gun violence in schools just a few years ago. There was a nationwide one. We've had protests over climate change and the devastating impacts to human and animal life as a result of climate change. Again, I would argue a valid point to rally around and a valid point to demonstrate about, perhaps even in the form of a school walkout. But we cannot do a school walkout over hair collection, over a drug testing program that is largely supported by the community. But again, that being said, if there are issues, we will fix them. So here's what we're going to do. The lab that tests the hair, they have two analogies to use as far as the amount of hair collected. One is a shoe tip, and the other is pencil lead. So some say, the eraser of a pencil, if it's thinner hair, thicker hair, the width of pencil lead. The claim from the lab is also that hair taken would be cosmetically undetectable, and we expect that to be the case. So if there are instances where more hair is collected than it should, or where the hair is not cosmetically undetectable, we're going to ensure that the technicians are changing what they're doing, that they're making sure their techniques align with the expectations of the lab. So I've talked to the technicians. We will have more here today, and our expectation is that it will follow the claims of the lab, that it's going to align with those two analogies, the pencil lead or the tip of a shoelace, and then it's going to be cosmetically undetectable. We will have them here today in the same time frame. I know some students are scheduled to have hair collected today. I will go first. I will have my hair collected. We'll have my hair tested. A couple of students have asked if I would do that, and I said sure. I don't think I'm as concerned about the cosmetic undetectability as others, but I'm happy to do that because I really do think that with some refinement, our technicians will have this process down where there are no issues. My prior schools all had established drug testing programs all through hair, and we never had this issue. So we'll continue to work with technicians. If we have to, we'll find new technicians to ensure that those claims are met, that it is cosmetically undetectable. But the program will remain because it is for you. It's for your benefit to empower healthy decisions. This issue is one that we can work through. If you're scheduled today to have your hair tested, I'm happy to show you what it looks like after my hair has been collected. But if you have fears, concerns, worries, then although you were randomly selected this round, you can be tested next round. We'll have another one in a couple of weeks. If you want to wait because you're just not sure, because you're anxious that too much hair will be removed or that it will not be cosmetically undetectable, then it's more than fine for you to wait until the next round. We will have you be tested simply because we have to follow that random nature of the selection. But we're not here to cause anxiety or fear in the students over this. I know we'll have some students who will be tested today. I've talked to them. I've talked to their parents. They have assurance that it's going to go well. I've seen some pictures of students who were tested yesterday, again, of which there were few, where everything looked fine. I mean, it really was cosmetically undetectable. So for those students who were tested yesterday and they feel like too much was taken or that it isn't cosmetically undetectable, please come see me. A picture doesn't really do it justice, and I'd like to be able to see, I'd like to be able to talk to you about it, because we don't want our students feeling anxious or angry as a result of this. I also want to clear up one more rumor in regards to nicotine testing. Someone asked me, will we be nicotine testing with these drug tests? And I did not mean to insinuate that this round of drug testing, so from yesterday and even our next round in a couple weeks, I did not mean to insinuate that nicotine would be tested then. We will add it once the FDA approves the nicotine test for hair, but there would be an announcement about that. I know that a number of students have said, my hair probably will test for nicotine. I've stopped in the meantime. That's all that matters. We don't want you using nicotine, especially if you're vaping it, because there are instance after instance of students who think they're vaping nicotine when in fact it's something with high THC content or other chemicals that are really doing damage to them. So all we care about, if you vaped in the past, but you've said I'm not anymore, you're worried about a test showing that you vaped in the past, all we're concerned about is that you're not vaping anymore. That being said, when we include that vaping test as a part of the panel, the nicotine test that is, we will inform you so that everyone is aware, including parents. I will also be sending this message out, or a similar message out, to parents today because we did receive some calls. But again, I just want to reiterate that you cannot walk out of school over something like this. We're on the same team. We're not oppositional. We're not fighting each other here. We're on the same team. If you have issues, bring them to us. We will listen and we will remedy them. But we can't have a walkout today. You'll learn from your teachers that we also do have a state-mandated fire drill today. So the police and fire will be here on campus to perform that drill. Your teachers will know when that is. It's going to be right before lunchtime. But please be reasonable about this. Know that we're here to listen. We're here to work with you. We will remedy any issues, perceived or real. You just have to work with us. That being said, I hope that you have a good day today, Carmel. Please come see me if you would like to talk.